You are 47. You are standing in line at a pharmacy in a town you moved to 4 years ago, for reasons you have stopped explaining to people. The cashier is 19 years old. She does not know that 12 years ago, your name was on the front page of 3 different newspapers. She does not know your daughter has not spoken to you in 7 months. She tells you the total, $44.60. Your card declines. Your second card declines. You leave the prescription on the counter and walk out. You sit in your car in the parking lot for 11 minutes before you turn the key. Nobody in your family has called you since February. Failure has levels. Most people stop at the first one. Some people go further. A small number reach the last one. Almost nobody talks about what each level looks like from the inside, because the people who reach the lower levels are usually not in a position to talk anymore. This is what each level looks like. Level 1. The first fall. You are 24. Your salary is $58,000 a year. Your rent is $18.40 a month. You have 3 credit cards. The combined balance is $14,400. You do not know how it got there. You paid for your friend Marcus's birthday dinner because you were embarrassed not to. You bought a watch from a website at 2 in the morning. You felt responsible for things that were not your responsibility, and you spent money to feel less responsible. Your mother calls on a Sunday. She asks if you need anything. You say no. You are lying. The lie costs you nothing in the moment it happens. It costs you the next 12 years of your life. One Thursday in October, your card declines at a gas station. There are 2 people in line behind you. You laugh, say something about the bank making a mistake, and drive away with $4 of gas in the tank. You tell no one. Not your mother, not your girlfriend Anna. You go home and eat cereal for dinner. You go to sleep at 9:47. At level 1, the loss is not the money. The money is $14,400. The money can be paid back. The loss is the first lie you tell to someone who would have helped you. That lie is the door. Once you walk through it, the door closes behind you. And most people spend the rest of their lives looking for another door that opens the same way. Level 2. The collapse. You are 32. You started a business at 29 after you were laid off from your second job. You put $18,000 of your savings into it and $25,000 from your parents that you both pretend is not a loan, but is a loan. The business is in its 3rd year. The revenue is $34,000. The expenses are higher than that. Your wife Sarah works as a teacher at an elementary school. You have 2 children. The younger one has an ear infection that will not heal, and the medication costs $186 a month. You stop paying yourself. You move money between accounts in patterns that would alarm an accountant if you had one. You file for personal bankruptcy on a Wednesday in March. The filing erases $84,000 in debt. The filing does not erase the look on Sarah's face when she signs the paperwork next to you in the lawyer's office on the 4th floor of a building downtown. Sarah does not leave. Sarah does something more permanent than leaving. Sarah stops asking you about money. The asking was what made it a marriage. The not asking is what makes it the rest of your life together. At level 2, the loss is not the bankruptcy. The bankruptcy is paperwork. The loss is the moment your name becomes a problem in a database, and from that moment on, every system in the country sees the problem before it sees you. The system does not forget. The system was not designed to forget. Level 3, the scandal. You are 41. You have rebuilt. You moved to a different city. You took a job as a director at a mid-sized company. The salary is $112,000. In your 3rd month, the CEO tells you, during a dinner where he has had 4 drinks, that the company has been overstating inventory in its quarterly reports for the past 2.5 years. He tells you because he has nowhere else to go with this information. He tells you because he knows you have nowhere to go either. You do not report it. You tell yourself you do not have enough information. You tell yourself it is not your role. You tell yourself you will find out more. You are lying to yourself about all 3 of these things, and the part of you that knows you are lying is the same part of you that told the lie at 24. The investigation begins 14 months later. The story is broken by a regional business publication. Your name appears in paragraph 17 of the article. The article is factually accurate. The article is also the end of your career in that industry. You are not charged with anything. You did not commit a crime. Knowing about a crime is not a crime. Knowing about a crime is a reputation. Sarah reads the article on a Sunday morning at the kitchen table. She does not say anything. Her face does not change. You realize, watching her, that she had already been preparing for something like this for a long time. Not this specifically, something. The marriage was already in the past tense before the article was published. The article just gave it a date. Your son, who is 14, finds the article through a Google search. You do not know how he was searching for you, but you know what he found. He does not ask you about it. He stops asking you about anything. When you ask him about his day, he answers in single words. You do not know what to do about this, and you do not know who to ask, because the people you would have asked have stopped returning your calls. At level 3, the loss is not the job. Jobs come back. The loss is the way your own name reads to you when you see it written down. The name in the article, the name on the paycheck, the name your son does not say at dinner anymore. The same word, different meanings. Level 4, the exile. You are 53. The divorce was finalized 8 years ago. You moved to a small city in a state where nobody you used to know has any reason to visit. You work part-time at a hardware store. The pay is $17.40 an hour. You work 28 hours a week because 32 hours would require the store to provide benefits, and the owner cannot afford to provide benefits. The owner's name is Frank. Frank is a good man. Frank does not know that you used to make $112,000 a year, and you do not tell him. Your daughter Rebecca, who is now 23, calls you on the first Sunday of every month. The call lasts between 11 and 17 minutes. She tells you about her job. She does not ask you about yours. She does not want to know the answer. You are grateful for the calls. You count them. You have received 49 of them in the past 4 years. Your son Daniel does not call you. He got married 2 years ago. You were not invited. You found out about the wedding from Rebecca, who was uncomfortable telling you. You sent a card. You do not know if Daniel opened the card. You will never ask. You see a photo of your grandson on Facebook on a Tuesday in February. He is 11 months old. He has your father's eyes. You do not comment on the photo. You do not like the photo. You close the app and you put the phone face down on the kitchen counter, and you stand in the kitchen in the dark for a long time, and then you go to bed. At level 4, the loss is not any specific thing. There is no event, there is no article, there is no paperwork. The loss is the slow, quiet, accumulating realization that you have been erased from the lives of the people who used to know you. And the erasure was not done to you in a single moment. The erasure was the natural consequence of decisions you made and decisions made about you. And somewhere along the way, the distinction between those two categories stopped mattering. Level 5, the forgetting. You are 71. You live in a single room in a building the state pays for. There is a window that faces a parking lot. The window does not open. Your daughter Rebecca died of cancer 6 years ago. You sat in the 3rd row at the funeral. Your son Daniel was in the front row. He did not look at you during the service. You did not approach him after. You have a notebook by your bed with your son's address written in it. The address has not changed in 11 years. You have written letters that you have not sent. You have written 11 pages of writing across the last 22 years, and the writing is mostly dates. Days you almost called him. Days you wrote a letter and did not send it. Days you watched the parking lot from your window and thought about driving to his house, even though you have not owned a car in 9 years. You do not own a phone. There is a phone at the front desk of the building. The staff will come and get you if someone calls. Nobody has called for you in 19 months. On a Wednesday in October, you fall in your room. You lie on the floor for 40 minutes before you can get up. There is no one to call. You make a cup of tea. You sit by the window. A woman parks her car in the parking lot and walks into the building. She does not look up at your window. You are not surprised. There has never been a reason for anyone to look up at your window. One Wednesday in March, you do not wake up. The staff find you 31 hours later. Your son Daniel flies in for a single day to handle the paperwork. He does not bring his son, who is now 12. The ashes are placed in a small wooden box that he takes back with him on the plane. He does not know what to do with them. He puts them on a shelf in his garage. They stay there. You are 71. You are forgotten. The forgetting was not done in a single moment. The forgetting was done by inches across 47 years, and by the end of it, there was nothing left to forget. Epilogue. Most people stop at level 1. They lie to someone they love about money, and the lie costs them a few years and a few $1,000s, and they recover. The lie becomes a story they tell at dinner parties when they are 50, and the story has a happy ending because they are sitting at the dinner party telling it. Some people reach level 2. They survive it. They rebuild. The bankruptcy is on their record for 10 years, and then it is not, and the rest of their life happens, and most of it is fine. A smaller number reach level 3. The scandal version of failure is the kind that makes the news, and the news has a half-life, and after the half-life passes, the people who reach level 3 usually find a way to keep living. Different job, different city, different name sometimes. They do not get their old life back, but they get a life. Almost nobody reaches level 4. The people who do reached it because somewhere along the way, the people who would have pulled them back stopped pulling. There is no single moment when the pulling stops. There is no announcement. It just stops. And by the time the person at level 4 notices, the people who used to pull are not within reach anymore. Level 5 is rare. Level 5 is not rare because it is hard to reach. Level 5 is rare because at every level above it, there is usually one person who shows up. One phone call. One letter. One unexpected message at the right time. The people who arrive at level 5 are the people who had no one left to show up. The thing that separates a man at level 2 from a man at level 5 is not money. It is not character. It is not the severity of what he did or did not do. It is the number of people who did not walk away. That is the whole story. Failure has levels. Every level has a door back, if there is someone still holding it open. The question is not what level you are on. The question is who you are holding the door open for. Because that is the only thing that decides how far anyone falls. If this made you think of someone, send it to them. Not because they need to hear it, because you might be the person they are trying to find. The next video in this series will not be about failure. It will be about the people who held the door open. Subscribe if you want to see it.